Episode 120.
120. Hey guys, this is Between Nerds Podcast.
Yeah, this is the end of season 4?
Season 4 of Between
Season
Nerds
4.
Podcast. We have 30 episode seasons. At the end of said season, we do a season recap, so to speak, a season finale, and we'll talk about the past 30 weeks.
Just fast shots at every anime we've watched, good or bad.
We free speak on like improvements we're trying to make on the podcast. It used to be just like being like, oh, we're going to make a YouTube channel someday. We're going to make a YouTube channel.
Do you remember that time that we had recorded a video, and then we went to YouTube, and YouTube was like, no, your video's too long, dork.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. And then episode 20, I think it's 20-something. It's the Rent-A-Girlfriend episode. It's on 3 parts. There's a 3-part Rent-A-Girlfriend episode on YouTube, and I don't know why.
Huh, that's wild. Yeah. But yeah, we're on YouTube. Please follow us there.
Yeah, follow us there. For episode 120, we are talking about the 2021 gorgeous feature-length film produced and directed by Mamoru Hosoda. This might be like the 5th, 6th thing we've watched from him.
Yeah, and one thing that I can say about Mr. Hosoda is he's not down with reality anymore. He wants to escape.
He has like 4 movies about the Metaverse.
Yeah.
Like literally like 4 movies about the Metaverse.
Did you hear that a bunch of not sponsors, what do you call the other thing but when you give money like in stocks, Zuckerberg, right? Mark Zuckerberg. He was saying that a lot of his sponsors for the Metaverse have been pulling out because he apologized. He apologized and saying like, you know what, we might have like bid in a little bit too much of what we can.
Oh yeah,
chew.
yeah. He did this during an investor meeting.
Investor, there you go.
Oh, were you trying to think of the word investor? My bad.
Investor, yeah.
Yeah, during a quarterly investor meeting, he's like, "Hey, this is kind of getting really expensive, and we don't have any users, so we're not generating any money off of the content." And then they just fired like 20,000 people.
Yeah, and yeah, he's not down with reality anymore. He wants to escape. I had to escape for an hour and a half. I think it was 90 minutes, 120.
I think it's 200 minutes.
200 minutes.
Wait,
damn.
I mean, no. I'm wrong.
Yeah,
what am I saying? So it's 100 minutes. That's what I'm saying.
Minutes?
It's like 100 minutes. It's an hour and 40 minutes. Mamoru Hosoda is super interesting. Like, he's worked everywhere. Like, he's worked for Toei Animation. He's worked for Ghibli. And, like, I think a lot of early Belle, like, reminds me of a Studio Ghibli film. Like, it looks exactly like how, like, Spirited Away starts, if you're being completely honest.
Yeah.
And to that point, he now works almost exclusively with Studio Chizu. And they produced The Wolf and the Beast. They produced Wolf's Children. And they kind of just let him do whatever he wants to do. And I'm not sure that's always a good thing. And I think Belle's like a really good testament to that.
Yeah. And we're not saying that The Boy and the Beast and all his other productions are like the same thing. But
which they're all amazing. Like, I'm not sure he's got a bad movie.
Yeah, but like here in Belle, what year was this?
Last year, 2021.
2021. It looks fucking great.
It didn't even come out in American theaters until like this year. So it's an American 2022 release is how you could talk about it.
Yeah, because I watched on HBO.
Yeah, so I watched the dub on HBO Max. I don't know if the only thing I wish I had looked up, I don't know if the music was in Japanese in the original, because like in the dub there's
a good song in there.
There's a couple good songs. And I think it's funny because it reminded me of like our discussion last week with CJ where I didn't realize that One Piece Film Red was a musical, and then I turned this thing on and it's also a Disney musical, and I'm just like, what is going on right now? Why is like Japanese media regressing back to like 90s Disney musicals?
And it's so, I mean, at least Miyazaki and Ghibli, he tries to, like, make weird stuff. It also feels like Disney, but in the fantastical way.
Right. It feels like 1960s Disney.
Correct. And then here is just like doing the Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, it's literally honestly, I wish Hosoda had, like, more people that maybe he worked with that could, like, check him. Because it really, like, Belle isn't bad. Like, it's gorgeous. It might literally be the best animated thing in anime, like in Japan produced animation I've ever seen.
It looks really good.
But it really feels like he had too many ideas and he had nobody in the writer's room to be like, yo, like I'm gonna give you 3 ideas. You're at 4. I need you to bring it back.
Yeah.
Like, it really feels like, okay, I'm going to rip off Disney, we're going to do Beauty and the Beast, but then we're going to do the Metaverse, and then we're going to do a child love story about, like, this girl that has a crush on 2 guys, but then she also emulates after the popular girl, but the popular girl has no beef with her, but then her online avatar looks like the popular girl, and then she sings good, but then she can't sing good in real life because her mom died in a raging river, and then we never get more story on the mom's backstory.
No, she just disappears into a river, and you're right, dude. It is...
It's too many ideas. It's too many ideas.
They sack you at the like throughout the whole movie, just getting potato sack, and he also tries to squeeze in some like domestic abuse in there.
Oh yeah.
He tries
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He tries to invoke like depression vibes from our protagonist. I didn't know where this was. This movie was taking too many turns.
It's too many turns. There's like. God, I tried because there's so many plots. There's like 3 plot streams, and there's maybe 3 climaxes, to the point that like it's so agonizing watching the last like third of the movie, maybe because like you already gave me a resolution for a different story. Why is there still an issue happening right now?
Yeah, and you're at the end. You're just like, okay.
What are we complaining about right now? Because like. It's every Hosoda movie in one. It reminds me so much of like Digimon the movie, like so much of Digimon the movie. And the plot of Digimon the movie,
I blocked that shit out, dude.
I
don't remember.
You don't remember? So it's this plot.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, so the digital verse is the metaverse.
Yeah.
Our kids are back from school or back from summer camp where they all got trapped in the Digiverse, and like they start realizing that there's an evil Digimon that hacks the internet, so they got to go enter the metaverse, the Digiverse,
right.
And then they have to use the power of all the children in the metaverse to like give their energy so that they can power up Agumon and what's the little wolf one that was with Tai?
Can't remember.
Garurumon. He digivolves into Garurumon. So then them two, all the kids in the world got to give their spirit energy so that it digivolves into the Mega Digimon, and then you can beat the virus Digimon thing. So that's almost exactly what happens here. That's the plot to Belle.
Summer Wars too.
That's the exact plot. So then Summer Wars is like everyone's plugged into the metaverse to the point that it runs core infrastructure like water plants, energy plants, turn signals and stuff like that, airplanes, and then somebody just hacks the metaverse one day. So then it takes some scrappy little kids to hack in the metaverse, but it just so happens that the cousin of the main girl is actually the best kung fu master in the metaverse, so then he can beat up the virus. And then there's also that aspect in here too where it's like,
it's crazy because you said it in 10 seconds. The story begins with our protagonist. What's her name?
She is Suzu.
Zuzu.
Suzu.
So Zuzu. Okay, so first of all, it opens up with Digi K-pop singer.
Yeah.
Battling it out like Dance Dance Revolution style, but way better animated than One Piece, though. Way better animated.
Right.
The CGI was insane. Like the metaverse in here. It looks crisp. It looks what he wanted to do with Summer Wars.
And that's what I mean. It's gorgeous. Like, it's literally the best thing I've ever seen in animation. Like, I could see some nerds off, like, the cuff trying to be like, oh, well, they're overlaying CGI animation over 2D animation. Bro, it's crazy. They use CGI to overlay a traditional, like, 2D, like, computer-generated, watercolored, like, looking anime character model over a Studio Ghibli, like, watercolor still frame. Mm-hmm. It looks amazing. It is so good looking. It's absolutely crazy.
And then it opens up with a song, and I'm like, okay, we're watching one of these movies.
It's Hatsune Miku again.
We're watching this fucking movie again, and it's nothing bad. I was hoping for again something more emotional. I think the last one I was shitting on it too. What was the last one? The girl who leapt through time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna be more engagement, but no, it doesn't let you. The movie goes from this girl. Okay, the pop star singing, but we wake up with Suzu. She's a very shy girl, very quiet to herself because something happened, and then it just like the story develops. We go to school, we talk to some friends, and then she remembers she's talking to some girls like, oh yeah, do you know he proposed to me one time? It's like, yeah, he said he will always protect me.
I think even like the 2D animations where like they're introducing like the dynamics around the school, it looks really, really well animated because she emulates off herself after like the popular girl who's also like in the band and plays saxophone, and like just like the
march, the small march.
Yeah, they're practicing their march in the field, and like the hair's bouncing, like the clothes on her bouncing, like everything's very fluid. So that means
playing
somebody,
the saxophone.
yeah, so that means somebody's there like drawing like every article of clothing, her bouncing, her moving at an angle in motion. Like that's hard. That takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean about like Belle looking really good, because like it, for some reason the animation reminded me of Bubble. Do you remember Netflix's Bubble?
Yeah, it does.
But like Bubble
well
has no
refined.
plot. Bubble is like literally no plot. Like it's literally an entire like feature-length film built off the back of like one character model. Oh cool, we invented this one cool looking character. She's got
Look her
blue
do
hair.
stuff.
Yeah, just watch her do things for 90 minutes. Belle, like at least like there's a lot of motivation there. Like there's so much motivation
Too
that
much
you get
motivation.
lost in the plot.
Yeah, too much
exactly.
motivation.
It like, and now I feel bad about my gripes about The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, because I complained that The Girl Who Leapt Through Time doesn't feel fleshed out enough. It's a lot of like, you know, rural Japanese town, just like this one, but like The Girl Who Leapt Through Time like actually like gives you time to feel out the space. Like you feel the small town vibes. Everyone knows everyone. You know who's rushing to work. You know like where the school's at. Here it's just like, hey, we've got 5 plot lines we need to finish, so we're
so
moving.
buckle up.
Yeah, we're moving.
Because like in 20 minutes they give you like, oh, her mom fucking died. How did she die? Monsoon season.
Yep.
Some girl stuck in the middle of the river, in the middle of the creek that the water like flows through, and the mom is just like, "Baby girl, stay here with no other adult. Just stay here.
Yeah.
I need to go save that girl."
And like she's like, and like
She went into a dark place.
I thought there was going to be a subplot where the girl that got rescued ended up being somebody significant later on.
Nope.
Never happens. Never. So it's just her mom died for some stranger's kid. That's it.
And she even goes into like that weird depression state in this beginning.
Hey, I'd be
Like-
fucking depressed too.
No,
I don't think
yeah,
it's that weird
no.
to be depressed about that.
No. Yeah, but like she was saying some stuff like, "Oh, my mom thought that her life was more worth than this stranger instead of his baby girl and stuff like that." So she always had like why did she leave me kind of thing.
Oh, and then we got like the whole mom's like montage in 30 seconds. Like
Yeah.
the reason why Belle's about music and like singing is because like the mom was like some kind of music teacher or something, and had like scores and instruments around the house, and that's how Suzu learned about how to write music and stuff like that.
And then in the next 10 minutes you forget about her because it's no longer about the mom anymore.
Well, the motivation that's kind of subtext, but then is also lost in every other plot, is that Suzu can sing, and she's really good at singing, to the point that like she finds her voice in the metaverse. In U is what they call it, like the letter U, because it's you in the metaverse.
It was like Second Life kind of shit.
Yeah, it's Second Life. So she becomes like a famous pop star in the metaverse in U because like that's where she's comfortable singing. In the real world, with the death of her mom, was kind of like the death of her voice kind of thing. So like the movie should be about discovering yourself, rediscovering your voice while tackling the loss of your mother, but it becomes about saving.
And she does.
It does, but it becomes like about saving a domestic abuse victim like 1,000 miles away.
No, yeah, but like even like that moment, like even at that point of the movie where we have Zuzu overcoming her shyness of like singing again, just like in Your Lie in April with the kid of the piano.
Yeah.
And she even has this
that
beautiful scene when she throws up over the bridge and like the water's running.
I don't think I've ever seen uncensored vomit in anime.
Me neither.
I don't think, and this is like TVPG. I just saw the Denji throw up episode in Chainsaw Man this week, and they censored that on Crunchyroll. This is the only time I've ever seen uncensored vomit in the anime.
And then once she's in You, and she makes her profile. What do you call it? AVI, or whatever you call it?
Her AS or something.
Yeah, her profile picture, whatever. She she's designed as this beautiful girl, and then she is allowed to sing. And as me as a viewer, I'm like, this is barely minute 30.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this happening so quickly?
Yep.
I need to see more sadness. Okay, what's going on? And then she's in this world, and then she's gonna have a big ass concert, but it's crashed by like the Beast here in this Beauty and the Beast story.
Right. So then it's just somebody wanted by the law because he's beating up too many people in the metaverse.
The
but
internet police shows up.
yeah, the internet police show up, but then like the reason why everyone hates the Beast is because he beats people up so bad that he like destroys their data. So he's like destroying their online avatar.
Yeah, so they're fucking game over in you, like.
Right, but why would that be possible in like the metrics of the game? Like, why would you ever set that up like that? Like you, yeah, I want my end users to destroy my other end users in game. That doesn't make sense.
It reminds me of this fucking episode of American Dad when he goes to heaven. They're having a fucking court thing, but there's a cop there with a gun. It's like, oh, that's a regular gun. He can't do anything. They're having guns. It's like, why will there be 8 guns in heaven? It's like, yeah, we don't know.
It's kind of cringe because it's just
cringy.
It just kind of turns into like there's the plot with the Beast is about overcoming like cap on the internet. So like the big
Overcoming that.
the biggest douchebag on like the internet police force has a light beam gun that turns you from your
We can
avatar.
see your IP address.
Yeah. Like it takes away your online persona and shows the real you.
Yeah.
And apparently that's the most detrimental thing you could do in life is for people to know who you actually are on the internet. Which
And
like
it's so nerdy, and that's what I'm saying when I'm talking about Mr. Hosoda. I'm like, what's wrong, bro? It's like,
he wrote this for the trolls on the internet.
I know.
I understand bots on Twitter. The worst thing that could ever happen is for your social media accounts to actually be linked to you.
Remind me of like She-Hulk, kind of.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, it's kind of weird. It's
The,
kind of
the last show you finished, She-Hulk,
yeah. The last show I
ended
finished.
like 5 weeks ago.
Yeah. I feel like it was the same vibe almost.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It like tries to be meta, but like Belle's kind of less fleshed out because it's kind of
Too
like
on the nose.
yeah, it's too on the nose, and then it's kind of like
But then again, it's taking motion sickness turns everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you.
oh,
get
it looks
motion-
great. It looks great. Like when the Beast is fighting, it looks crazy.
No. I'm not even talking about animation. I'm talking about plot wise. Because now we're introduced to the fucking Beast, and it was this story about like meeting this mysterious guy, which is the Beast, and then like almost falling in love, but he's always like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
She tried to kiss him on their second meeting. Like
Yeah.
she just stalks some guy that's been killing people on the internet and like saves him in his magical castle, which looks like the fucking Beast castle from Beauty and the Beast. And then they fly in the sky. It's like that part of Aladdin, like 90s Disney Aladdin, where they're flying in the sky and they're singing and they're in love, and even though they just met each other 30 seconds ago.
Yes,
and
sir.
then they're falling down to earth and she's gonna kiss his dog snout.
And he's like, "No."
And then he's also got this metaphor where he wears a cloak, like a cape, that has bruises that form on it. But they actually look like globs of paint. But then, like, they're the bruises. But like,
Yeah.
it's painting on his cape. Like that's not his actual back.
And then now we go back into the real world, and then now she has to pretend that she doesn't like the guy that she doesn't like or she does like for this other girl.
Which again reminded me of the girl who leapt through time.
And then we finally get some like outside, like she's touching the grass.
Yeah.
You know, quote unquote. And she's out there like just trying to have more interaction with her surroundings.
Right.
And then we're like, okay, we're in another plot where she just befriends the popular girl.
The popular girl approaches her being like, "Hey, your best friend that like there's like this weird interaction where like the nerd, like the jock at this school is a nerd, and like no one likes him because he's annoying and he always wants to kayak."
Okay.
Right? So then like there's this weird interaction between like the emo guy that's Suzu's childhood best friend and the jock nerd at the lake, at the river, where he's like practicing his kayaking. And like Suzu just, Japanese politeness, be like, "Okay, good luck. Like, I hope you do well. Like, do it for me. And he's like, oh my God, Suzu, do you mean you're confessing your love to me right now? That would be so embarrassing and awkward if you were. And that scene only happens to where, like, when she befriends the popular girl in 10 minutes, like, the popular girl will just randomly confess her, like, you seem really cool with Nerd-chan. Can you, like, introduce me to him? Because I actually think, like, I might have a crush on him because he's such a cool nerd. Like, it
was exhausting to tell you.
It's because they like pick it like that's like 3 plot lines of described so far. So we have like overcoming your mother's death and discovering your own voice.
Jump into the metaverse.
The Beast plot is what I was gonna say. Like the Beast is fighting against like fascism and trying to fight against like domestic abuse.
But that's one of the plots in the metaverse. But we also have like the pop star fucking metaverse plot line too.
Right. So so then it's also like trying not to be exposed as a pop star and you're just some loser in high school.
As one day I would like to be as losing my shit for popularity on the internet.
Honestly, there's one line hold on. There's a line I like. Don't let me forget that.
Pim?
And then the fourth plot is like this subplot about like actually befriending the popular girl and like maybe realizing that you can date your guy friends, which is also the entirety of the plot of The Girl Who Left Through Time. What was my pin?
You like a plot?
I like a quote.
A quote. Yeah.
So Suzu's best friend is also like the girl that like music produces for her in the metaverse.
Chair.
She's my Aldo. So if I'm Suzu, here's the actual person doing all the work. You know what I mean? Like, here's my production artist and everything to my left. So then, like, she's just like, oh, you got to get back in the metaverse. I can't believe that Beast would destroy Belle's show, blah, 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 blah. She has one quote that she says where Suzu is very insecure. And she's like, why is half of the people talking about me on the internet, half of them absolutely adore me, half of them absolutely hate my guts? And she's like, that's how you know that you've actually become popular.
That's the internet.
Yeah, because if everybody likes you, then that means you just have a core fan base and you've never expanded further than that. Once you actually start getting people going out of their way to hate on you, that's how you know you're actually in the public zeitgeist.
We need more haters.
Popular.
We need more haters.
Yeah. We need a 50-50 ratio, haters to lovers. That's all I learned from this.
We did 100 subs.
100 subs. We're at 102.
100 subs.
102.
We are a 10th of the way on our subs. We just need
to getting monetized.
900 more. Thank you guys. Follow us on YouTube, social media betweeners. You guys know who we are.
Yeah. You can also
email us.
You can email us. By the time this episode goes live, it will officially be December probably. And you
happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. That was 2 days ago. And then if you want to enter our December giveaway, if you're a subscriber and you leave a comment on any YouTube video during the month of December, you will be automatically entered into our December giveaway. Or you can leave a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, and then email us telling us that was you on betweennerdspodcast@gmail.com. Because if you don't do that, then we don't know who it was. I just see some random jumble of letters, and I don't know who left that review.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody like around the world listening to us. We get like some weird ass views, like London, Sweden, Australia.
You always called the nation of England London.
I know.
But yeah, like for
England,
whatever reason on our audio platforms, our second most popular country is England.
Yeah.
Which, like, fuck them. I just watched them draw against the U.S. yesterday in the World Cup.
Yeah, and that's why I bring it up, because we're all... It seems like every 4 years...
I'm just kidding. Not fuck you. Like,
No.
we love you if you listen.
But, yeah, like, with the fucking World Cup going on, dude, it just feels nice that the world is connected in some way or another.
Everyone's finally watching one thing at once.
You know, it just feels nice.
Nobody watched the last Winter Olympics.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now we're actually just all watching the World Cup together. Sorry about Mexico.
Yeah, it sucked. Messi had to...
Messi. Honestly, like, I'm both, like... I'm a really big fan of, like, sport, like professional athlete narratives. You know what I mean? Like, I love hearing about Jordan's story. I love the LeBron story. And, like, the part of the Messi story has always been that, like, he never shows up during the World Cup. Or, like, Argentina, like, their men's national football team never shows up during the World Cup, really. Like, so Messi's, like, one of the most decorated soccer players ever, or football players, like, ever, but, like, he has no signs of life when it comes for the World Cup. And like for him to get a goal against Mexico was kind of cool,
Yeah.
but then again, like literally everyone I know is like a fan of Mexico. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't eliminate Mexico. Mexico is gonna have to win by at least maybe 3 goals against Saudi Arabia.
But by the time this episode airs, the U.S. will have already played Iran, and I hope that means that like we beat Iran because we just need 1 goal on Iran to progress through the group stage. Is my understanding.
Yes.
So USA, come on, 1 goal, let's do it.
But anyways. We're talking about
We're talking about Belle.
Belle. Yes.
We're talking about. I was describing that there's 5 plot lines.
Yes.
And we just described that like the popular girl.
A quote about the internet. Okay. Yes. There we are. Yeah.
The popular girl.
Confesses her love to the friend.
Right. Confesses her love to the friend. It's a. I'm not like. I'm not opposed to saying that it's cute. Like, I think it's real cute. Like, she gets she blushes, turns bright red, starts putting her hands in her face because she's so embarrassed. And then, like, Suzu, like, to the jock guy, he's so awkward and weird. He, like, says what he's thinking. He's like, hey, why is she super embarrassed and, like, blushing right now? Is she trying to confess her love to me? That'd be funny. Ha, 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 ha.
And the frame direction, too, because this is all taking place, like, in the station. On a widescreen frame. I don't know what you call it, 16 point something.
It's a horizontal stage frame. So like
and like the characters are just working like if you were watching a play almost. It looks really good. It looks
the
really
blocking's great because you see him leave frame because he's embarrassed, and then you see Suzu chase after him, and you hear them off frame.
The frame is still in that same frame.
Which is good. That's what I mean. Like Belle is amazing to watch. It's just once like you turn on your brain for even a second. You're like, holy shit, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't... I wish I would have turned on my brain. But yeah, I was just trying to pay attention to each of the plot lines. And I'm like, wait. I'm already running out of fingers over here.
Yeah. There's more plots than I have fingers right now. What's going on? It ends exactly how you would expect. The super douchey cops that look like Aryans, like... light fire to the Beast mansion, which is like exactly how it goes in the Beauty and the Beast. Gaston like raids the mansion. Monster. Yeah, exactly. I think he says that exact line in the dub, and that's why it's so annoying.
Yeah,
because like, dude, you did not make Beauty and the Beast. Like, I wish I could tell Hosoda like you didn't. Like, I love your work. Don't get me wrong, but you did not make Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, and like, I wish you had more friends to tell you that you didn't make it.
At this point, I think Vianney walks into like she wakes up because I'm watching this in the morning, right? And
like 5 a.m, taking care of your kid, just watching anime,
and then he watches with me, which is cool. So she got like, "What are you watching?" It's like, "Oh, I'm watching Beauty and the Beast," and she's like, "Beauty and the Beast." I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Look." It's like, this doesn't look anything like Beauty and the Beast. I'm like, yeah, the whale with the speakers. You've seen that.
That's exactly what happened. Like, I felt like a bad anime nerd last night because I only watched 30 minutes last night because I just couldn't. I was just like by myself with my dogs, and I'm like, I'd rather be playing Pokemon. I can't fucking do this right now. And so I turn it off, and then like me and Karen go to breakfast this morning. We come back, and she's just like, oh, let's clean, let's hang out, do this, and I'm like, no, I gotta watch this stupid Beauty and the Beast ripoff. It's like Beauty and the Beast ripoff. I turn it on right at the castle scene where like she comes out and he's like bleeding out on the castle porch, like, please don't help me. I can't tell you where these bruises come from. It means that I'm actually protecting somebody. And he just like jumps off the ledge. I hate it so much.
Like, I get secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah,
like you explaining it right now. I got like secondhand embarrassment. I don't know, man. It's because it's cool. It looks so good. Like, but by the time this is done, like, we're outside in the real world again. And
like imagine if one the mangaka that wrote One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100. Yeah. Imagine, so he is opposed to drawing nowadays. You know what I mean? He hires third-party artists. What if he's got a great imagination. You know what I mean? Like, what if he made an anime original film script and then Hosoda directed it? Produced by Studio Chizu. Like, that'd be amazing. You know what I mean? But, like, Hosoda has this issue where he kind of can't write anymore. And one has this issue where he doesn't want to participate in the drawing and animation process anymore.
And then Man, I mean, I'm not talking shit to Hosoda. Like, again, his movies are
Bro,
good.
make a movie this bad every year for the rest of my life, and I'd be happy. Like, what do you mean?
Like even like the new Shinkai, like this is really new. The new Shinkai has to be hyped up because I want to see something good, but I can't imagine being
Suzume?
yes, Suzume. I can't imagine being a combination of all his past movies. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Which, like, Makoto Shinkai kind of has... He's got these themes that we're really comfortable with. You know what I mean? Like,
he has a theme, but not one of his movies has been, like...
They're not completely overlap. Like,
yeah.
Weathering with You is not the Garden of Words.
Yeah.
Even though he uses a lot of the same visual things.
Yes.
You know, rains, trains.
Every single time.
Public trains everywhere.
Train-chan or Train-kun?
Yeah, Train-kun. Truck-kun.
Truck-kun. Yeah.
5 centimeters per second is not those other two. So, like, I love Shinkai. And, like, I'm so excited for him. Like, a new Hosoda film, a new Shinkai film. Like,
Give me some more.
Yeah, I'm down with it. Who's the other one? You always confuse Hosoda with him.
Paprika.
What's his name?
Kon.
Satoshi Kon. Satoshi Kon, same thing too. And he hasn't made anything in like a decade.
Yeah.
And like I fucking love Satoshi Kon films. Yeah. Like it's almost Christmas time. Me and Aldo were talking about Tokyo Godfathers.
Tokyo Godfathers is a holiday movies, guys.
It's a holiday anime film with like
Dumpster Baby,
Three
Hobos.
3 hobos, one of them's trans.
Yeah, Mafia.
The Japanese mafia's in there. The Yakuza.
It is a great movie.
The Yakuza shoots. A Yakuza member gets shot in the first act.
Recommendation for you guys.
Love that. Absolutely love that film. But yeah, Belle, it ends exactly how you would imagine. I've described like 7 different plots. They all need to have an ending, right? Mm-hmm. So then they all start rushing to this ending all at once. And so then like the last like 15 minutes is just like...
But then we go into the like this little plot of her being a pop singer that a friend realizes she is Belle from the Metaverse.
Right.
And then she's like, no, I'm not. But then everybody knows she is already. Like, oh, we knew it, that you were her, blah, blah, blah. We're going to help you in the Metaverse.
She has, like, 5 old ladies that she's friends with from, like, a local choir club.
It was her mom's friends, right?
Her mom's... Because, like, that's why her mom got her into singing, because she was, like, a choir nerd or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So her mom's friends knew about it. Her best friend that helped design all her outfits in the Metaverse already knew about it. That dude, bro, the boys know because like her dude best friend from elementary school just kind of figured it out because it's her best fucking friend, so of course he knows. So then he tells that other nerd jock, and the nerd jock tells his new girlfriend, who's the popular girl at school.
And then now she has problems with the internet law.
Oh, and then they made a new plot out of nowhere, and it made me so mad when it happened. So they all go to this abandoned elementary school where Suzu and like her best friend have set up, and like they're trying to do the Splinter Cell group to figure out who the Beast is. And now, all of a sudden, the reason why we're trying to figure out who the Beast is, this worldwide search of 4 billion users in the world, is because Suzu has convinced herself that he's a domestic abuse victim. I don't know where that came from. I don't know like how this magically just came up. But like
the Beast, right?
The Beast, right? So she just decided one day, I need to figure out who the Beast is because I'm sure that he's a kid and he's actually a domestic abuse victim. Out of the 7 billion people in the 4 billion people in the world using the program, it just so happens that he's also a Japanese boy. And then they find his younger brother's live stream who only has 1 viewer, who's them, and then they figure out that their dad was beating the shit out of them, and that the Beast is actually the older brother, and the scars on his back are metaphors because you, the program, like will animate like every secret part of you, which is why like Suzu's actually beautiful Belle in the Metaverse because her voice is beautiful and her insides are beautiful. Yeah. That's supposed to be the metaphor. But the Beast having scars on his back is because he's suffering from the scars of his father.
Because as he's protecting his little brother, like his dad is just beating the shit out of the Beast.
Yeah.
And that's why he's always like this when he's getting fucking beat up in the Uverse.
Right. So then they just made up a new plot, and now the rest of the movie is just trying to...
They're like, triangulate the color, like, where the fuck is this little boy singing the one song that I only sang to that Beast Boy? And then the kid is like, oh, I'm singing the song, and then he gets the shit beat out of him. The brother comes in, he's like, no, gets the shit beat out of him. They're like, oh, he disconnected the fucking YouTube stream, and then she's she's just like, we need to triangulate. It's like, we saw the picture, and they try to do the
It's the 2 Tokyo towers, which
Yeah.
means it's in this district in downtown Tokyo.
I don't know if the nerds have watched Don't Fuck with Cats, but it's a crazy ass fucking. Yeah, did you watch it?
No, you talked about it though.
Crazy stuff.
They
Guy
figure out
killed...
who this abuser is.
Yeah. They put him in jail, and he murdered some people too. So
People? I thought it was just the cats.
nah, he murdered like some dude. But anyways, it just seems like that whole like internet FBI, just like internet, just like people just being like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And while they already figured out where this building is at, they call the cops. They're like, hey, can you do a wellness check on this house? Like, no, bitch, we can't do that. It's like, who are you? And then she runs the way to the train station or something.
That part also doesn't make any sense. So the choir ladies take her to the train station so that, like, they're in the burb. Like, not even the burbs. They're in the fucking country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They put her on a train so that she can go all the way to Tokyo to try to check on some domestic abuse victims.
By herself, a child
by herself, and she's just texting her dad on the train like, oh, hey dad, like, I'm on my way to go do this thing, and he's just like, I'm so proud of you, daughter, you're such a kind empath, blah 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 blah. And like, why would you be okay with that? She's gonna go check on like some kids are getting the shit beat out of them by their dad, like. And like, they show up again, super obvious metaphors. It's a rainy day in Tokyo because it's sad, rain, you know what I mean? And then she's just running around like this one neighborhood she knows. She's like, where are they? And then just the younger brother's just out there being like, oh, Belle, you came, Belle. I knew you'd come. I'm so happy to see you.
And then the dad shows up and almost beats the shit out of her. I thought she was
the older brother comes through, and then like it seems like Suzu's about to tell them, let's run, let's just book it, come to my house. They don't, and they just stand in the rain, and then the dad finds them, and like there's a really graphic scene that again, like, everything's well animated, like the plot's dog shit, but like it's so well animated, I could totally see myself watching this again. It's like watching Avatar or something. You know what I mean? Like the 3D at the time, like blew our minds.
This one, right?
Yeah. My
Giveaway.
Avatar DVD. The scene is like she's hugging the two boys because the dad's about to like square up, and then he just starts like manhandling like the back of her scalp, like he's gonna pull her hair or something.
Yeah, very aggressive.
And then like his nail like catches her cheek and pulls off like a good amount of like skin like on her cheek, and she's just bleeding. And then he's just screaming in the middle of the street, and he's squaring up, and like he's about to punch her, like this 15-year-old girl.
He's just like, ah!
The scene's for like a full 5 minutes. Yeah, just screaming in the middle of the street, about to punch this girl. He just doesn't, and just cries in the street, and then runs away.
They almost even animate him like him taking a breath, like, ah! It's crazy.
And then the resolution is that now that she's gone through this trauma, now she can be friends with her dad again because she didn't talk to her dad after her mom died. And that's the end of the movie. That's the whole movie. No secret friend that her mom saved from the river. Nothing finding about her mom's secret will for her. Nothing about what happens with the child relationships that they set up. Nothing having to do with like what the beast is actually going to do now that he's like free from his dad.
She donated all her money to charity, so even as a K-pop singer, she didn't even like get that bag.
We don't see if now she's more confident in public singing. Oh, actually, that is the very last scene. Is they're at the river in her hometown, and the choir ladies are like, oh, we should sing about this because we haven't been singing. We didn't practice for our show that's coming up. Just like, Suzu, do you want to take the lead? And it's a Belle song, and she is Belle, so they're gonna sing a Belle original for like the town musical as sung by Suzu. And that's the resolution to the movie, is now she can be Belle in real life. Like, she has gotten over her mental hiccups and can actually like break through that wall and be a pop star in public.
Yeah.
That's the movie. That's it looks great. Like I wish I could describe to you how good it looks. Like, it's a lot of like really, really, really tactful CGI. Like character modeling that's impossible to draw in 2D because so many pieces of it are in motion, like overlaid by like clean 2D watercolored drawings. Like, it's stupendous. It's amazing. It's like, it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, if you just want to zone out with your friends and just watch something for 90 minutes, this might be it. But like, if you're gonna have a podcast where you talk about like anime and like plots and stuff like that, it might not be for you.
Yeah. But then again, like you said, it's just a no-brainer. Just turn off your brain and watch it. It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Which is the way I used to watch anime. You know, now I don't because.
Well, I wish I could though, and that's why it's special when we find those anime that like lull
Really
you
like
into this like false sense of like just relax, don't think about it, I'm thinking about like Call of the Night. Call of the Night's a recent example. Which Call of the Night you can break down, but like it's kind of like, bro, relax. It's the nighttime. Like we're just drinking and like hanging out at night, or One Piece or something. Even though like me and CJ keep messing it up for you because we want to like break down One Piece a million fold.
I don't even remember.
Good.
I don't even remember.
Good. It's pretty early. I think we can do a nerd down. You want to do a nerd down?
I want to do a nerd down.
Nerd down.
Nerd down.
Welcome to Nerd Down, where nerds get down. Again, Drew Philip Leosella Mendez. Don't forget to email us betweennerdspodcast@gmail.com. YouTube at Between Nerds, Twitter at Between Nerds, Instagram at Between Nerds, TikTok at Between Nerds. All one word.
The reason we ask you is because the Nerd Down is, again, a space for where we get to communicate with you.
Yes.
And if you've ever found yourself in the metaverse and you have to save a Beast Boy from getting the shit beat out by his dad, let us know how that made you feel.
Bro.
You know? I don't have an Oculus. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm not in the metaverse.
At the beginning of the Nerd Down, I think we can announce who the winner of our November giveaway is. Finally, we haven't had a giveaway winner in a minute. I don't even know if this is your real name, but this is who you go by on Twitter, Mr. Erwin Guerrera. Thank you for participating in our episodes this month, for the month of November. You've been very productive in our conversations about Made in Abyss and subsequent conversations in Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Again, talking about Made in Abyss, but like, bro, we appreciate you for it. We'll be messaging you by the time this episode goes live, which would probably be like Wednesday or Thursday this week. And we'll ask for your address and stuff, and we'll get you some cool hand-picked nerd shit.
We're not doxing you or anything, so don't worry about that. We're just asking for your address. If you want to get a P.O. box for that time being, you can go ahead and get a P.O. box and just give us our P.O. box.
The only reason Aldo brings that up is because we literally had somebody that was very active with us on Twitter for like 3 months straight.
And as soon as they want something, they're like, no.
They were like, you're not going to dox me, are you? I'm just like, bro, don't be weird. You're the weirdo for thinking that.
Yeah. Yes, we do have some new comments, though. We had a little pickup on, we're out of YouTube jail, guys. We didn't know YouTube doesn't like you uploading a lot of shit, because if you upload a lot of shit, you're not going to get the same.
Something about content creation that's become kind of annoying for me, because like I don't let Aldo handle anything where he has to type sentences.
Yes.
Is in social media, like different social media platforms treat like posts differently, and like their algorithms are different is what I'm trying to say. Basically, like TikTok will reward you for uploading every day. Like TikTok will guarantee you a certain number of views, downloads, like eyes on your shit, like if you're uploading every day. YouTube hates that. YouTube actively like will take your subsequent uploads away from people's feeds if they feel like you're uploading every day, and it's not up to snuff, like it's not up to quality. Like I could understand that for like core videos, but they're also doing that for YouTube Shorts, which like if YouTube Shorts are trying to emulate TikTok is telling me is giving me feedback one way. YouTube Shorts is giving me feedback the other way.
Like I feel like sometimes when I'm like in those days that I've scrolled to TikTok like the entire day, like someone repeat at some point, you know, and that's understandable,
right?
But like if you don't want that to happen, then you want the most content in there, right?
Right. So like we're out of YouTube jail. We finally have our most successful YouTube short ever.
Yeah.
It is our YouTube short titled, "Is the protagonist from Cyberpunk Edge Runners a victim to his girlfriend?" Again, one of my hilarious titles that I work really hard on. And we do have a couple comments, so that's what you want to talk about, right?
Yes, we do.
So Skip Kid 69, if that's not emulating that it's an 11-year-old. I don't know what is. It reads, Lucy looks like she about to say, no bitches?
Great. You know why? Because I picked that picture.
The picture is like Lucy, fish-eyed in frame, like super focused in. It's
Megamind meme. A Megamind meme.
I don't know. The comment seems like somebody's trying so hard. We had a comment like that on Facebook the other day too. It's the comment of the intro to the last episode with CJ where I'm doing my Biddy quote, which I've done like 3-4 times already at this point, which is like Wise Man once said, oh God, what is it? I'm forgetting what it is.
Bit of this, bit of that, but at the end of the day, it's all Biddy.
Right. And then he comments like, bro, and then like his Facebook pictures, like him and his 5 kids, it's just like, fuck this, fuck that. At the end of the day, it's all fuck that. Like, I hate when people try to act like hard on the internet, like saying the word fuck online's cool. You know what I mean? When you're like 40 with 5 kids.
Hey.
It's super cringe to me. But I did want to talk about this one comment we got on the clip from Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah.
Mr. Blake Childress. It actually sounds like it could be a real name. Okay. I swear this is true. The girl I was friends with and had a crush on in high school dated a 24-year-old pothead.
Already biased.
Which is illegal in parentheses.
Yeah, it's like we know.
She got pregnant and never graduated. I bumped into her many years later, and after talking to her, one part of me felt sorry for her.
Pause that. You shouldn't be feeling bad. You shouldn't be feeling sorry for anybody, bro. Like, I don't know. That you putting that out there, it seems weird to me.
Like you're commenting on some random video on the internet. This story that I almost feel more sorry for you right now.
It was a little cringe. It was a little cringe as I was reading it until that point. Because like I bumped into her, I feel sorry for her that she probably overcame that situation. And now she's happy, and probably she's not with that guy anymore.
And it's funny because like he took the wrong message away from the video. The clip is saying that these people are victims, and you should not look down on them for that. Like they're victims, you should help them.
Yes.
And he's just out here judging this girl who was a victim at 16 years old.
Who that might not be her mind space right now. You know, like that may not be her mind state right now. That she maybe overcame feeling like a victim. You don't know. And for you to put that on the internet, it's a little shitty.
The only comments we don't get that don't misinterpret what we're saying are girls. Because like the TikTok video the YouTube short video we had saying that all our fan base was men and that we would appreciate if we had more girl viewers, we actually had like girls that understood that message in our comments. And that was appreciated.
And they subscribed. Thank you. Just comment and we'll send you something, girls. We'll send you, I don't know, some cool shit.
Rest of the comment. And the other didn't because many people warned her the guy was a no-good bum, and she stayed with him anyway.
Life will take you a lot of places, bro.
Hey, man, if you've never had a failed relationship, then that means you've just never dated. I don't know what to tell you about that one.
What do you mean? My first girlfriend and I are going to be good.
Oh, okay. Whatever you say, bro. Yeah, like, I appreciate the comment. I appreciate the sentiment. Yes. I appreciate you giving some heartfelt, like, personal introspection, but, like, that's not what we were saying.
Yeah, don't feel bad for her. Just make sure she's doing good. And you're doing good.
Support her.
Yeah. Support her kid. You can
support her kid. Support her kid.
And
there
then
you go.
You can say, you know what? I feel bad for her.
Yeah. Okay, what else? I've been playing a butt ton of Pokemon.
Pokemon Violet came out. You got a nice poster over there.
I got Pokemon Violet. I have like.
You want to show the people?
I have like a 20x20 poster over here.
Let me step over
this dog.
Look at that.
Look at this. Pokemon Violet.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. I just love Pokemon. I don't know what to tell you.
That's good.
And the thing about Pokemon is that like it's probably my first favorite franchise ever, even before I understood what it meant to be like obsessed with a franchise, right?
Your worst?
My favorite.
Oh, your favorite.
Like my first.
Oh, your first. Oh. Well, yeah, it is the most successful franchise ever.
Yeah, it makes the most money of any franchise ever, and I'm glad we were having this nerd down because I I hate nerds on the internet. I know I say that every nerd down, but I fucking hate nerds on the internet. So like the big thing going into this game release was just like, how is the most profitable IP, intellectual property ever, having issues where the game is buggy? Like, I don't know what you were playing in 1999, but Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue were never the most like technologically savvy games on the market ever. They were very basic. We are victims as millennials to like to successful marketing and like successful capitalism, because like what made Pokemon popular was that there was a game, there was movies, there was a show, there was cards. We were marketed to so thoroughly, we couldn't help but fall in love with Pokemon at the time. You know what I mean? And like Pokemon has never, Game Freak has never shown us that they're gonna do anything but try to sell us accessories and like plushies and stickers and T-shirts and stuff like that, and Pokemon cards based off their new characters. They have never shown us anything other than that. So I don't understand what these nerds were expecting when like. And like a lot of the clips you see on like Twitter and stuff is purposeful misinformation, because like Cyberpunk 2077, there was a day one patch that like fixed most of the problems. I've had zero issues with the game, like in practice, just like 3 game crashes. But like even patch 1.7 of Cyberpunk 2077 crashes on me more on my PS5 than Pokemon Violet does on my Switch. But you know what I mean? There's just a lot of people mad being like, you can't like this. You can't like this. We have to purposely not endorse something because they need to understand that we don't like their workplace antics anymore.
I don't know. Everybody wants to get the jump ahead on the best opinion of any media, bro.
Everybody having to have a hot take has ruined media.
Yeah, man. And all these people, whether it's good or bad. And it doesn't happen just with, like, media shit. Like, I was telling Vianney the other day. I can't remember what she was telling me. She's like, oh, I heard that this is bad for babies or something like that.
What was it?
I can't remember.
Just like something she saw on Facebook?
Something weird.
Some random misinformation.
Something weird is like, okay. And then I'm like, yeah, like, look it up. And I'm like, well, like, Google is set up, like, if you put, like, is water good for me? It will tell you, yes, water is good for you. And then if you put, is water bad for me? It's like, hey, water is bad for you.
Here are articles that say water is bad for you.
Exactly. So, it's like, you can't, I think it was avocado.
Oh.
Or something like that.
And you were like, hey, this is a Mexican baby. I'm giving my son avocado.
Yeah, it's like, this was eating more avocado.
Keep coming to me with that misinformation.
Bro,
I will feed him more avocados.
He eats like an avocado a day, probably.
Good. What?
Yeah, he
that man's gonna be like 8 feet tall.
Dude, this baby's crazy. And then also, like, I got some like granola bars, like, you know, with like the more nutritious types, the protein type and stuff like that. And I gave Said one. It's like, can he have some of those? I'm like, yeah. It's better than just a candy bar. It's better than, like,
that's true,
that candy that he's gonna eat. If he's gonna have a snack like this, might as well be a protein loaded snack for him.
Right.
But, you know, I don't know where I was going with this, but
no, it's a real thing. And like that reminds me of a conversation I've been having at work recently, where like, God, I hate
nerds on the internet saying things are bad, and then you can look, why is it good? Yeah.
Right. Like, my thing at work is, it's like when somebody starts a conversation with being like, hey, so I was doing my research, and like, it's just gonna be some garbage opinion.
Where are you?
Some garbage opinion about how like COVID vaccines are actually microchips or something. And
Let
like,
me see your lab logs.
Yeah,
How
like,
much research
and my thing is, I'm like, I have a master's, and I love the idea of being an authority on a subject, to the point that, like, I like trusting people that are an authority on a subject. You know what I mean? Like, if you did 13 years of medical training, I'm more likely to trust your opinion than me Googling for 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Than slapping a fucking thing with a book.
So, well, all this talking about is I had a cyst, like a nerve cyst on my wrist, because I've been trying to work out for like a fitness test that I'm trying to do for work. So I have to be able to do like 100 push-ups, bench 300 pounds, and all this other stuff, right? And like to the point that I hurt my wrist, and not only did I hurt my wrist, I developed like this 3-inch tall like cyst on my wrist.
Shut up. It
It was 2 inches. It was at least 2
half
inches.
an inch.
It was at least 2 inches. Nah, okay, a full inch. Hey, don't judge me. I don't know the difference between 6 inches and 3. All right.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to get at.
But anyway, so I had this cyst on my wrist.
No way. It was 3 inches.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So, anyways, we're at Aldo's house for like our Halloween party last month, right? And we're just all googling stupid stuff because, like, I would introduce it, being like, "Look, I'm sick." Like, I would introduce the cyst on my wrist, being like, "Look, I'm sick. I'm gonna die." And we're just all googling it because we're just drinking with like nothing better to do because we're just drinking, obviously. And then like people start finding articles that say like, yeah, you can hit it with a book and it will disappear, this and that, but maybe you shouldn't. And like, and then other completely opposite articles being like, yeah, you can hit it with a book and nothing bad will ever happen, blah 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 blah. I was just sick of it. Like the very next day, I'm slightly hungover. I'm just like, Karen, grab that John Green novel and just hit me in the wrist with this book. And it's gone, and it disappeared, and it's not sore anymore, and now and it feels better, and I'm afraid of the long-term effects.
But that's a problem for future Drew.
That's a problem for future Drew.
Yes.
Anyways, hate nerds on the internet.
We can talk about Wakanda.
Hold on, Pokemon Violet is cool.
Oh,
Pokemon Violet is cool.
I did see some of the videos about like, oh, look how shitty this look. I'm like, what are you?
But those are clips from the unpatched game. Like there was a day 1 patch. To get those clips, you would have to have been like, no, decline when it's asked if you want to patch it.
Got it,
so that you can get like Twitter views. You know what I mean?
Or this is genuine content.
That's misinformation. It's misinformation on the internet. It's like that meme when I purposely spread misinformation on the internet.
Yeah, and if you do your research, do your research. I like watching or seeing like stand-up comedy.
Yeah, me too.
And I saw this fucking guy talk about the same thing. About like, you know, the vaccine with the COVID thing and people being like, well, it's because I don't know how it works. I'm like, well, yeah, duh, idiot. It's like there's people that go to school to know how it works for you.
Bro,
because they don't trust you.
I was pre-med as an undergrad and I still don't get it. Like,
wild.
I just hate that like uneducated people now get like leeway to be like, I'm more educated and smarter than actual educated and smart people. Like, bro, you have never in your life proven that you're smarter than the people that you're putting down. I don't know where you got this false sense of like, not security, but false sense of like where you got this ego about it. Like bro, you've never proven that you're a bright person. Why are all the what's the
forklift certified?
Yeah, why are all the forklift certified people like out here judging the COVID vaccine?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is everybody? Oh, I had this conversation.
Any conversation besides forklifts, I'm 100% with you on.
Unless it's like you started with like, hey, I'm not sure. This is just my opinion. You get what I mean? But like when people treat it like fact,
and then we can tell you that's a shitty opinion.
I had this conversation with Karen the other day. Why is every sketchy person that I knew from high school now a realtor? Every person that's the sketchiest person I knew when I was in high school is now a realtor, and I don't get it. I would never buy a house from that person.
That's fuck. That's from another fucking place. That people that become realtors is the thing they do after they've given up.
Not even that. I think a lot of people think of realty as like an easy solution to get rich. You know what I mean? Like, you know that if you go to school and you get like a good education, you get like a specialized like field of research, you get a specialized job, and like you can get a good job. You know what I mean? I go to engineering.
Job security.
Yeah, I go to engineering school. It's hard as fuck. I bust my butt for like all these years, and like I get a good stable engineering job. Like I get my FE, I get my PE, and like, but you describe that process. It's way too hard and way too long for some people. So it's like, what's the quick, easy solution to get rich quick? And that's realty a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of realtors are not even doing good. Right
Oh,
now.
absolutely. I get that, but like it's easy to market it like that because every realtor will be on the internet just like straight spreading bullshit,
Realtor
just straight
shit.
capping, being like, look at how much money I'm making, look at all these houses I sold right now. Karen had to tell me that like, no, expand the description on their Instagram post and you will see who the actual realtor is at the bottom. Never thought of that. Never thought of that, and now every time I see a realty post like that, I'm just like, who's the actual realtor on this house? It's never the person actually posting it. Never.
Okay, so they're sharing like listings and shit like that.
Yeah, it was all a fucking lie. It's all cap. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, Pokemon Violet is cool. I like it very much. I like that the core gameplay is not just like go get 8 badges. It's still go get 8 badges, but now it will straight up tell you that you have 3 quest lines, 8 badges, 5 team star bases that you have to defeat, and 5 titans you have to defeat. And each like quest line, each portion of the quest line will give you something different, right? So you get the badges, you can catch Pokemon over level 55 and they'll obey you, whatever. We know that one. That's how badges have always worked. Now you have this mythical riding dragon Pokemon, so it's like you defeated the first Titan, now you can drive swiftly. You defeated the third Titan, you can fly now.
You can fly in the thing?
Glide.
Oh, glide.
You're falling with style.
Nice.
Like Toy Story.
Toy Story. Yes.
Yeah. And then
I have a son. I know what Toy Story is.
Hey man, I just had to ask you. I don't know if you saw it in Spanish and the quote was different or something.
No, it is different, but it translates pretty much the same.
Does it?
Cayendo con estilo.
I don't know what cayendo is.
Cayendo is falling.
Okay.
Yeah, cayendo con estilo is style.
But it's crazy because it's technically open world. I know that earlier in the year I was geeking about Pokemon Legends Arceus and how it's semi-open world. Like you have like loaded in regions, like subsections that are open world, but it doesn't connect to the other ones. And that's where that's the issue with Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Scarlet like being open world, is that like the Nintendo Switch hardware kind of just can't keep up anymore. It kind of really can't. Like, and if anything's gonna force us to get a new Nintendo system, it's gonna be Pokemon.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Nintendo Switch has a Pro console coming out.
Something like that. I know they just released the OLED model. I know it has more RAM in its base model. But like, I really, really think we might be getting a brand new console soon.
Oh, really? Like,
I really think so. I really, really think so because like, I like the direction Pokemon's going. Like, Pokemon Legends Arceus was better than Sword and Shield. Pokemon Violet's better than Arceus. But like, there's just like it's moving forward, and like they just announced that they're gonna do like 2 new games for next year as well. So that might be the Gen 5 remakes, that might be Pokemon Legends, whatever Gen 4 remake they're gonna do, or Gen 5 remake they're gonna do. And like, I'm just happy to be having new Pokemon because I feel like it's the main thing that I looked forward to, because like when I was in school I didn't play any games, so I missed 3 generations. I missed generations 6 through I missed 2 generations. I missed like 4 good games because I never played Omega Ruby, Omega Sapphire. I never played Pokemon X and Y. I never played Sun and Moon. I never played Sun and Moon 2. I never even played Pokemon White 2. I have Pokemon White 2 in like an original Nintendo DS in the shelf to your left, and I never even played it because it came out in like 2013 and I was like an undergrad at the time and I just didn't have the time to play it.
Yep.
So
did we talk about Ash being a
Ash is a world champion.
A world champion now?
Ash Ketchum is a world champion after what, like 25 years?
26 years? That's wild.
I think it's hilarious that all the official sports accounts on Twitter were talking about this accomplishment. Like Sports Center is tweeting.
And TikTok, yeah.
And TikTok, and like ESPN's like TikTok account is being like, Ash Ketchum just became the world's like best Pokemon trainer.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
Absolutely. and like I'm happy about it. I'm excited, but I hope it means that Ash Ketchum is like officially retiring from like the main core anime.
And you know what? Fucking good for them, bro. Good for them, because what I talked about fucking Dragon Ball Z, and I hope somebody is able to also tell them this idea to just let go of these characters. Give me Gohan, give me Gotenks, give me.
I'm glad you brought that up, because the Dragon Ball Super manga, which is published monthly, is apparently going to start focusing on Goten and Trunks more.
Goten, there you go. I said Gotenks.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
But Gotenks is cool too.
But like Dragon Ball Super was supposed to be like reintroduction to the franchise, and it was still just about Goku and Vegeta for like forever. But yeah, now finally we're gonna get the Goten and Trunks stories.
That could be good.
A lot more, and they're teens right now. Like we all watched Pokemon and Dragon Ball Superheroes. Excited for that. I think they're supposed to be doing a new main series for Dragon Ball Super sometime soon. I can't believe you haven't been watching Bleach. That absolutely blows my mind because Bleach is like your favorite franchise ever, and it's like halfway through its first
I
core.
don't have any time to watch anything that we're not supposed to watch.
It's 20 minutes a week, bro.
Crazy.
I know you got 20 minutes a week hidden there somewhere in your calendar.
Yeah, in between me taking care of my kid, but I have to watch a minute and then like fight him a couple around.
Just box him.
I box him every day.
Anyways, something I did want to bring up, which I don't know if it counts as nerdy content, but I'm a huge fan of Guillermo del Toro, right? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Did you watch Pinocchio?
I watched Pinocchio.
I haven't seen it.
My brother Carson was in town from the University of Michigan for Thanksgiving, and I hadn't seen him since he turned 21. Carson turned 21 in September, and I hadn't seen him since, so I was excited to take him out for a drink, and he's just a movie buff, you know what I mean? He's like you and our friend Dami and everyone like that. So, like, I was just like, I just go through the Alamo Drafthouse listings, didn't see anything there, except for, like, maybe Pinocchio. So we go, I make him take a car bomb, and...
I saw that.
and then we walk into the movie. It's hilarious. It's good, it's funny. It's like sad. It's really, really sad. But like it's the exact Pinocchio story you already know. Like I can't imagine somebody going out of their way to watch it really, because it's just really bad Italian accents being like, "Oh no, Geppetto, I am just Pinocchio. I am a wooden boy, but I am not your dead son Carlo. Please be nice to me. I am not Carlo. Please don't sell me into the carnival. Please, Papa Geppetto, please." And that's like the whole movie. It's just like 90 minutes of that. But it's still like me and Carson were also like giggling amongst each other because our dad's name's Carlo. So every time like they mention like Carlo, who's Geppetto's dad's son, dad died.
Dad died.
Dad died. That's so funny. But anyways, it's like the whole movie, and like I think it's well animated. I like stop motion a lot. I think it's weird seeing stop motion after all the good CGI and good 2D animation I see, because it seems like laggy. It's like a little jumpy. Like there should be more frames there. You know what I mean? Like my mind's eye is so good, so used to like CGI, like Belle's CGI or something like that. It's like I see actual like
moving objects?
actual moving objects that are still frames, like put on top of each other. Like it looks really weird to me at first, and it took a while for me to get used to, but it's good. You know what I mean? Guillermo del Toro, like he's never done wrong, really.
Not really, man. Pan's Labyrinth is really awesome.
Shape of Water. Honestly,
Shape of Water
he
really
deserved the Emmy for Shape of Water.
The Oscar.
The Oscar for Shape of Water.
All the
like,
Emmys.
I almost said Grammy, and I was like, no, it's not a Grammy. It's an Emmy.
I was going to say, we can talk about Wakanda.
You want to talk about Wakanda Forever finally?
We couldn't fucking talk to it because CJ was here.
Yeah, he said he didn't care, but we were like, nah, we won't.
We talked about it loosely.
I like Wakanda Forever. I like it a lot. My thing is, I don't know. I didn't really like the first Black Panther that much either. Like, I understand their significance.
So you didn't like the second one either, or
the first one or the second Black Panther?
Yeah,
There's only been two.
Yeah, you didn't like them.
I don't hate them. Like they're both like above average, and they're both MCU films, so they matter in the context of like a bunch of other movies. But like they both be like 6s out of 10s for me.
But would you say that this movie has relieved some of the stress about like what their content was for like the past year, after the saga?
No, not at all, because I don't think Wakanda Forever has anything to do with the multiverse saga.
But like as far as that movie production, because that movie was really good. I feel like the plot line was steady.
I have issues, but that aren't really issues. I'm just bitching because like they're just things I notice. You know what I mean? Like I think the Iron Heart introduction felt really forced.
It was weird. Yeah,
it was really forced. It was super awkward. I think the idea of, I think I talked about it during the Nerd Down last week, the idea of like we're both minority groups, or we're both victims of colonialism. Why are we fighting against each other as opposed to as opposed to the actual villains, which would be like the colonialists, like the evil white people that own the world government? Which I'm not saying that's how things actually work. That's what the movie wants you to believe, and that's what's going to lead up to the Thunderbolts. Like, is that like, yeah, the U.S. government and like their group of mutated white people are gonna like go fuck everybody up. Like it's Suicide Squad, but like MCU kind of. And like I understand that aspect, but like I don't know. Like a lot of the I think the after credit scene was hella mid, like revealing that God, what was his name? That
he has a son.
What's the character's name though?
T'Challa.
T'Challa. That there's a T'Challa Jr. and just like T'Challa and me agreed that he wasn't going to be introduced to y'all, and like I think her vision inside of the Black Panther mind state. Like
Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Like, I understand the significance because it's like you don't see your brother T'Challa in here because you're supposed to emulate who you're like. You're gonna see who you're emulating off of while taking the herb. Like T'Challa was level-minded and very like just and like an empath. You're doing this for revenge right now. That's why I did it. So that's why you see me, Killmonger, in this vision right now. If you don't like it, that's on you. That's something you need to go to therapy about. Which was fine. It's fine. It's I don't know. And then like
it wasn't flushed out that much. It happens like this.
Right, but then like I have Karen in my ear being like, why did that happen? Like that was so random. Like and then I have to explain that whole story and I'm just like it's kind of dumb and doesn't matter, but like it also does matter, so like pick a struggle here. Like really I think Spider-Man No Way Home was my favorite MCU film of the year. And that's just because just being a fan of Marvel franchises is so rewarding when you get a film like that. Like, look, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and like just everything. Like it's just such a fan movie. Like, if you're not a fan, I could understand you bitching on the internet being like, oh, why is all these forced introductions? Oh, the acting's not that great. Oh, they give too much time for actors to reiterate who their character is. I'm just like, duh, because if you're a fan, just having Green Goblin act like Green Goblin is a huge deal.
Oh shit, my bad.
So like, and I understand that sentiment thoroughly. I'm excited for Creed 3, or is this Creed 4?
I think it's 4. It's the second Creed.
No, there's been 2 Creeds.
Oh, there's been 2 Creeds already? There's a third one then.
This is okay. Creed 3. I'm excited for Creed 3 because that means what's his name? Kang the Conqueror gets to beat the shit out of Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be real cool. I'm excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp because it seems like it's actually gonna be related to like a core like MCU plot line, which like the others didn't really have like. Wakanda Forever, absolutely not.
No.
Doctor Strange, not really. Like it ties up the plot line coming out of
the saga.
No, not the saga. Out of out of the show. Out of WandaVision. It ties up the WandaVision plot line, but then like core things for like the multiverse saga in so if we're in, is this 5? Is this part 5 of the MCU? This is phase 4 of the MCU. Most important like pieces of media in the phase 4 of the MCU would be WandaVision for sure, and then it'd be Loki, and then it'd be none of the movies kind of matter. Like in the core like multiverse saga plotline, none of the movies kind of matter except maybe No Way Home. Except we don't know yet. Like No Way Home might only matter if Doctor Strange's like final spell like actually changed a part of the universe that matters when it comes to Kang.
Yeah.
That's it, and we don't know for sure, because like nothing else really mattered. But like that's why I'm excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp, because that's either going to be like the conclusion of Phase 4 or the beginning of Phase 5. I can't remember right now.
I think it's the midpoint of Phase 4.
No, it's closing out part of the phase.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because then we're actually going to end like we're entering like the Infinity War saga.
Okay. All right.
So like it seems. Well, the Infinity War saga, Phase 5.
Oh, yeah.
And because it's about Kang. Like, Kang's actually the main villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And it's actually going to be tying together, like, multiversal travel, or maybe that Kang is actually going to be the bad Kang. And the Kang we met in Loki, like, was...
another dude.
Yeah, it was another version of Kang, and that's why when they killed him, it fucking... The multiverse shit itself. I'm excited for the Marvels, because I don't know anything about Maria Rambeau's power. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I was just talking off the cuff with Karen the other... And she's watched every piece of media that I have. But, like, she doesn't, like, watch YouTube videos about it like I do. Yeah, right. So it's like... So what... So because...
Photon is the energy, how you measure light.
Right. But, like, Maria Rambeau is Photon and has the powers of Captain Marvel because her mom was also exposed to... What's it called? The Blue Infinity Stone? During the Captain Marvel movie.
Honestly, man, I have no idea.
It's something like that. And that's what I mean. Like, I'm not entirely sure either, and that movie should be explaining that. So that'll be real neat. Namor might be getting a show. Like, I know there was a leak that Namor's getting a show, but then there's all these rumors running around today that because Universal owns Namor, like, he can't... Namora. That he can actually get a show, something like that, which would have been cool because I think what's-his-face is an amazing actor, and I think he did a great job.
I like the shows, don't get me wrong. I like the shows. But the shows, leave them for when you're done with your saga. You know what I'm saying? I love it how they okay, you finished the Infinity Saga. That was crazy. Thanos, Iron Man dying, and then you need a cooldown period. I get it. Throw in some shows. But I say cool it down on the show.
But see, that's what I mean. The first two shows were the most significant.
Well, yes.
When it comes to the plot.
Yes, but, like, I like that as a hook for the next thing that's coming. But, like, I wish they wouldn't do so many shows in between.
I just think Marvel has a lot of characters. So, and I think what they were trying to get across with the She-Hulk finale is that, like, not every show needs to be, like, this jaw-dropping MCU masterpiece. It's just like, dude,
just
Marvel,
your favorite character,
bro. Marvel just has a million fucking characters.
Yeah.
This is just like we this character doesn't deserve the budget for a feature-length film, so we're just gonna put him in a show.
And that's how comics were. Like, you have your bestseller comics and your less-seller comics, but the ones that sell the less is because people just want to know about the character.
Right.
Speaking of Marvel. Did you ever watch that Netflix show on I think it was Netflix, the Lovecraft show?
Yes, I watched the first 6 episodes.
So apparently they're bringing in the director from that show.
The show is bad.
Into the Blade movie.
Yes. I think that's good because I think he does a really good job. I saw that. I think he did a really good job setting up the tone, but the actual show was pretty bad. Like, it was pretty bad, and that's why I dropped it. A lot of people dropped it off. Like the idea, it's like it's about sundown towns and stuff like that. Like, at least when it starts, it's about, like, you know, real racism during the Jim Crow era of the United States. Like, bro, and today, they try to pretend it's a little less out in the open nowadays, but, like, it's like the very first episode's about, like, this family of, like, or this car of 3 black people are doing a job, and they're going to a town in southern, like, somewhere in the south, either Georgia or Louisiana or something like that, and, like, they're out after a certain time, sun sets, and they're just accidentally in a sundown town. So it's about, like, them just, like... So that's the horror aspect. That's the Lovecraftian aspect, is that, like, the monsters are actually us. Like, the monsters are people. Yeah, it's Scooby-Doo. So the monsters are racist white people.
Yeah.
So those are the Lovecraft monsters. So, but it becomes so obvious so early, and it just becomes, like, kind of convoluted and poorly written. That's why a lot of people dropped it, which I love the early episodes. I thought they're really cool. Thought they were super scary. So I'm excited for it for Blade because, like, Blade has a lot of rumors surrounding it being like it might be shelved completely because they can't get a working script that, like, what's his name? The president of the MCU?
Kevin Feige.
That Kevin Feige actually likes. Like, Kevin Feige has yet to receive a Blade script, a Blade pitch that he's down with. And that kind of sucks because, like, Blade is, like, a lot of people's favorite MCU and Marvel character.
I also read a rumor about Daredevil Reborn is gonna be TVMA. which that's badass.
That's fucking amazing.
That is badass.
That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people hated She-Hulk because of what they did to Daredevil.
Hey, he was getting smashed by She-Hulk. That's all it was.
He was getting smashed by She-Hulk. He wasn't smashing She-Hulk.
Okay, you think you're gonna be smashing She-Hulk?
Nah,
I don't think so, bro.
Absolutely not. Just
Yeah.
don't break my hips.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And hey, that was awesome. But like, I feel like She-Hulk also was very like Disney being like Marvel being part of Disney. Like even Disney just like green lighting like this more mature content about what a female.
Well, to that point, Marvel rehired their old CEO.
Oh.
The guy that was the CEO when they bought Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this is a really big deal because the last president was having a lot of just drama. I don't know what was happening behind the scenes, especially of a billion-dollar company. Mm-hmm. But, like, he was talking down about animation being only for children, not for adults. So a lot of, people like us were mad about that. And, like, it seemed like he didn't take the MCU seriously. And there's been no real new works from Disney recently. Like, a Disney original just hit theaters this weekend, and it was like... It sold like 20,000.
Which one was it?
Exactly. I don't even remember what it was called. And
Buzz Lightyear?
No. 2 days ago. Or today's Friday. Yesterday. Last night. This Friday. There was a new Disney original release in theaters. And nobody has watched it so far because they used no marketing to try to sell it. So, like, I don't know what was going on at Disney. Yeah. But, like, that's a really big deal. Especially a company that rich.
DC is still making bad movies.
DC's still making bad movies. I wasn't surprised by what happened to Black Adam. Yeah. I think the Rock quote that came out this week is hilarious. Yeah. That he's comparing himself to A24 because his movie bombed so hard.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Avatar: The Way of Water. I love Avatar. I really do love Avatar.
It took what, 10 years to make it?
It came out like 11 years because Avatar 1 came out like 2011.
That's wild, dude, because I remember them talking about like a lot of franchise, like being a movie franchise, but like nothing ever came out later. Also with the Power Rangers, I heard that it was going to be like a 6-part movie.
I don't know anything. Oh yeah, that's right, because they wanted to make a Marvel Cinematic Universe out of the last Power Rangers movie.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I heard.
Yeah, they were gonna try to make like a Power Rangers universe, like Marvel universe. But talking about James Cameron and Avatar, the reason why he said it was put off for so long is because they barely started producing it like 2-3 years ago. Women? No, because he felt like the technology hadn't kept up with what his vision was. And that's why it's called The Way of Water, because like he felt like the underwater CGI technology wasn't up to snuff for like what he wanted to produce. And that's why Avatar 1 was so good. Like people nowadays will ask like, why was it popular? What happened? Because like, dude, understand. Nothing looked like that at the time. Nothing had ever looked like that.
Yeah.
Like for him to have everything on hold for The Way of Water to just animate water technology, I'm super excited to see what that's going to look like.
It always brings me back to to that joke of like, if I were to show this to like somebody like in medieval times, they would lose their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, but now it looks like it looks regular CGI.
Yeah. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
I'm excited to finish Pokemon. I'm excited for. What else am I guess that's it. Oh, they announced that the most recent Witcher game is finally going to have a next-gen console update.
And also that the show is replacing...
Oh my god! I'm so mad about that!
They don't own his face anymore, bro.
Oh, that's so annoying. So I absolutely love the Netflix Witcher show. And, what's his name?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
So did you know why he couldn't do a cameo in DC movies?
Why?
Because the contract that he was on with The Witcher on Netflix owned the likeness of his face.
That makes sense. But like it's like I think he's an amazing Witcher. I think he's an amazing Geralt of Rivia. Like
He's a nerd. He gets it.
like he's the perfect Geralt of
gets
Rivia.
it.
I
Yeah.
can't believe they're recasting him for what might be the last season, and that's super super crazy because like he said that he also partially quit the show because he had beef with the director because he's a fan of the actual books and the actual games, and the director was just kind of wanting to do his own thing, and he had to renege on a lot of it and be like, no, dude,
He would never do this.
he would never do that. That's not how the book goes. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And, like, a lot of people have actively complained and thought it was odd that Geralt of Rivia in the show is a lot more solemn, a lot more, like, to himself and quiet in the show. When
There's
in the
no
books, he's
friendships.
always talking. Like, he's always doing witty quips and, like, you know, like MCU-isms, like little sassy, like, talk. That's how he is in the book. But, like, the director just took a totally different stance on his character. So, like, it sucks. It sucks so bad. If anything, they should fire the director. Like, if Henry Cavill had beef with the director, they should have fired the director, not Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
But, like, also, this show didn't have the budget that, like, Warner Brothers has for Superman.
Shit, Between Earths doesn't have the budget.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One day I'll afford to get us water bottles in here. Anyways, do you have anything else, big guy?
I don't think so. Let me see. No, I still have not caught up to the show. So I said I was going to cut up, but I will for next episode.
Aldo has had my volume 1 of Gunbeard Sisters hostage for 5 weeks.
I have it right here. I'll give it to you. Bro.
No, I need you to read it. It takes
read it.
20 minutes to read. I demand you read it.
I'll read it.
Anyways, my name is Drew Philip Elias. This is All the Mendez. Follow us on social media. If you want to enter our December giveaway, please leave a comment on a video during the month of December and be a subscriber. Or leave a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts and then email us at betweenartspodcast@gmail.com letting us know that 5-star written review was from you. Am I missing anything else?
No, just sub on YouTube. Comment on YouTube. Let us know your sub so we can send you a sweet giveaway. Just like we just announced today. That'll be all for me. I'm Aldo Mendez.
Drew Elias. This has been Between
Nerds.
Nerds.